we are dealing with issues, and you've had all these issues of Kenyans so far being told that they are suffering overseas. They need to come here. One of the first things I did after being appointed was to go to Saudi Arabia and to visit some of these countries and see how Kenyans are living and whether they are suffering. And I was a bit shocked because I found out that, yes, some Kenyans are suffering, but there's a large number of Kenyans who are not suffering. And we realize the difference is this. Kenyans who go to these countries to do professional work earn much more money, and they are not in that cadre you're calling domestic workers, which is the one that has a challenge. So we're talking to these countries so that we can have more people from Kenya going to do more professional jobs than going to be maids, because we have qualified people who can be able to do that work. When it comes to our girls, and our young men, it doesn't matter whether whatever job you're doing, as a Kenyan, you need to be protected. And we discussed with them about whether Kenyans are suffering and happening. Now, let me tell you what is happening. And I know we're on record here, some things I shouldn't say so openly, but I think for members of parliament, I need to tell you the truth. When Kenyans get there, the problem with Saudi Arabia starts in Nairobi, starts in Kenya. The recruitment agencies take people there. When they get there, you get your visa, you go to this house, you're supposed to know how to work. These recruitment agencies are supposed to take you through training, because these are very developed nations, to know how to operate a microwave, to know how to operate a dishwasher, how to operate a washing machine, how to, to mix colors, to do things you do. Hapa, ukora inafanywa, because that is what has been happening in Kenya for a long time. They are not given any training. A girl is taken from Kadhonzweni, or from Pokot, or from Lungalunga. Hajayo na microwave, anapelekwa, microwave, anaeka kijiko, inalipuka. Dishwasher, anaeka nguo. You cannot blame them. We have actually let down our girls who are going to those countries. Wanaanza kupigiwa kelele, nini. So they are telling us, why don't you train? Because they are supposed to be trained. So we are streamlining that using, making sure that the Ministry of Labor and Foreign Affairs are going to streamline some of those issues. Now, some girls, yes, some people at times are mistreated, and we have agreed with those governments that people who mistreat our girls needs to be arrested. But now this is what you need to hear. Mmeona picha za wasichana wetu wakiwa wagonjwa, mnaambiwa wapati madawa. This is what happens in these countries. When you are employed, you automatically get a visa that gives you 100% universal health care, as long as you remain employed by your employer. When they go there, we've got cartels of Kenyans living in some of these countries who tell them, wewe kuja, wachana hiyo kazi na kuonyesha kazi ingine. When you break your contract with the employer, you cease and you no longer qualify for medical treatment. And the hospitals, there are no private hospitals in these countries, they are all government hospitals. So, if you don't go, so you are no longer, you lose your medical benefits. So you fall sick. When you go to hospital, you don't have medical, cover, they will still treat you, but they will notify immigration, who will then deport you. So some of the Kenyans who don't want to get deported don't go to hospital. Ndio unaona picha wasichana wetu. Ile shida ingine ni wasichana wetu wanapotezwa. Wanaambiwa wewe wacha na hii kazi, you are making 50,000 shillings a month, nitakuonyesha mtu hapa 1 2 3 shot mbili utameka 200,000. Utafanya hii, utafanya hii. When I met the Kenyans, and I met a lot of Kenyan girls. And they are very sick, and they are hurting, and they have children who you can tell are not really watoto wa watu wetu. And they told me they wish their government had told them before what to do and what not to do. They will not fall into those traps. But the people who are actually getting them into those traps are fellow Kenyans. They are not foreigners who are doing it. So when Our Excellency the President says the main problem we are facing in these countries ni sisi wa Kenya wenyewe, ni hivyo hivyo. I went to one of those nations, nikafika hapo nikaambiwa kuna Mkenya amefariki. I got very angry. A Kenyan amefariki? What happened to the Kenyan? I went fuming to the authorities. Nikakuta alikuwa anakunywa pombe ya chang'aa imepikwa na Wakenya wenzao in an Arab country that is illegal. So a lot of things had fallen through the cracks over the years that we as a government now are trying to correct, beginning with here at home and also overseas. But I can assure you that within the next 2 years, all these challenges we are facing will be no more, and we'll be able to protect the life and interest of each and every particular Kenyan. We'll be launching our website very soon, and we'll be announcing some of the measures that we are doing. We'll be placing